Hello, everybody. We're going to do James chapter 4, verse 1 through, I would think, 17 here today. Let's get into it. From whence come wars and fighting among you? Come they not hence, even of your own lusts, that war within your members? Um, Question, how do you know that's wars and depression? We all have hopes and dreams, so, that's kind of like a question there people might ask. Do your best you can. Pray, hope, I suppose. All right. You lust, you have not. You kill, you desire to have, and you cannot obtain. You fight in war, and ye have not, because you ask and unmiss. Okay, yeah. A kid asking for something, not asking his parent for this, and just warring and lusting with himself and stuff like that. Best I can put. It's a flesh, we all have desires and hopes and dreams. You ask and you receive not, because you ask amiss, that you may consume upon your lust. Well, yeah, kids can, people can do that. At times, ye adulteresses and adulteresses, know ye not that friendship with the world is enmity toward God? Whosoever therefore be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. Well, yeah, if you're lusting like that, I suppose, yeah. But how do you sit there and, you can't always read the word 24/7. I've been doing that for a while. Past week here, I've watched like 6 Bible movies. I've read the word here and there, even recording some. And it can get depressing at times. It's kind of like, I don't know what else I can give, Doing the best I can, but, that depression and hopelessness and despair can be a pretty common thing among people out there in the world, you know. So, do you think the scriptures say the spirit that dwelleth in us lusteth to envy? Well, no, that's the flesh and spirit thing, Flesh lusts, but the spirit doesn't. But then again, like I said, we all have our flaws, and we all strive. Submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he'll flee from you. Well, that's a good thing. Like Cain and Abel. Cain had the devil dwell, wanting to do the evil, and he did, I suppose. None of us are perfect, but just came to mind there. Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. Doubts, I suppose, maybe, or lusts. None of us are perfect, then, so I do our best. Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, your joy to heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and He will lift you up. Speak not evil one of another, brethren. He that speaketh evil of his brother and judge his brother, speak evil of the law and judge the law. But if thou be a judge, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge. Well, that's kind of true, But, everybody's going to be called on. Sometimes we call people out, friends or family, on stuff that, they're doing is wrong, Observations, let's say. There is one lawgiver who is able to save and destroy, and who art thou that judgest another man? Hypocrisy, I suppose, is another point you could put in there, like the beam in your eye and stuff like that. I'm a lot better than what I was and stuff in the past videos and all that, but still, times you have to cast your cares before the Lord, depression and all that stuff can be a part of the hopelessness and despair. Not knowing what else to do because you've done so much, and reading the Word, watching Bible movies and stuff like that. Doing what you can for your own life, dailies and stuff. Go to now then, say tomorrow or today we will do such a city, and continue there and year and buy and sell and get gain. Okay. Whereas thou know not what tomorrow will be. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth in a little time and vanish away. Well, let's just, For that you ought to say, if the Lord will, we will live and do this or do that. But now you rejoice in your sorry about that. Boasting, such rejoicing is evil. Which, yeah, pride can be. There to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, it is a sin. Oh yeah. Then again, we're not perfect. I try not to, burden people with this too much, but we all strive to do best we can, and stuff like that. It's a, we do our best in our lives and what we can. God knows I ain't perfect. I get angry today and depression. It's just like, Lord, I don't know what to do. Read like several parts of the Bible already, even off camera, and I've watched 6 Bible movies and trying to do what I can, and this and that. Um, none of us are perfect. God knows we can only take so much negativity for you. Kind of just like, hey, I don't know what to do anymore. I got negativity. I got no hope. You're burnt out or run down. You've watched a lot of stuff. You've read the Bible. I mean, I've done a lot of that for 6 years along 20 years being a Christian. I'm just, you do the best you can. That's all I can say, folks. Probably could have done a little more on this. Chapter 4 of James. I might do that later on here. Another video if possible. Do not know. But, do what you can in life, Got all my Bible stuff out here. The Greek and Greek text here, and the other one here, that's the Intellectual Study Bible or something like that. There's my companion and my other ones. Study Bible, I just talking about. Just thought I'd show that a bit. It's, but you do what you can, folks. I hope you like, share, and enjoy. Appreciate it. Bye.